a micro gun.
Make cool.
He has fucking exhaust pipes coming out of his head. That is my mom. And when we go to Mario Kart, I couldn't fucking do it. I'm so used to the control scheme of this game, where the controls are so much tighter. Because in Mario Kart, the controls are really floaty. They really float.
Yeah, they are.
And like, I'm just like, fucking hell, I can't do it. I was
that would probably
baffled.
be me, to be fair, though.
Yeah,
because
I'm just so used to.
Before we played Mario Kart all the time, didn't we? And then it was like.
But the thing is,
now we've been playing this and stuff. It's just different.
But the thing is that like, when like I would be playing Mario Kart loads, you know that.
Oh
I would be playing Mario Kart.
When you got
loads,
it on like the Switch and stuff, you're just like.
And I picked it up, no problem, and I was just playing it, and I was pretty good at it. And then like when I picked up Crash Team Racing, this game, you know, I just started playing it, and it was no problem. It was like second nature to me. And now, I'm so used to this control scheme that I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, you know, they're using items and stuff. You know, use items here is on A. But on Mario Kart, to use the items, you have to use the top left button.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off.
And whilst I was doing the drifts, you know, in Mario Kart the drifts are so much easier to do. All you have to do is just hold the drift for a long time.
Yeah.
Until you get a boost.
Yeah, with this you have to be careful.
And you have to press the boost button, which is the other button. Well, when I was doing the drift, I would automatically be pressing the fucking other button. I'd just eject my items. I'm like, what am I doing? So I'm so used to it. I'm like, oh, I want to get a boost. Boom, use this item. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. It was so weird. I've never had that fucking problem. I've never been in a situation where I'm like, what fucking else?
Come first, though?
I came first on one of the maps, but I came second overall. Dennis came first overall.
Okay, you rubbed that in the face.
He did a little bit, but it's just, he does annoy me with that a little bit.
Well, he's just a kid, though.
Yeah, no,
and I think he looks up to you as a gamer, so when he beats you and everything, it's kind of a big deal.
Hey, look at you, go third. You need to start learning how to do those drift boosts.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Were you?
Yeah, did you just do that?
No, that doesn't count.
No,
you
but
weren't
I was,
controlling
though.
it.
I was, though.
Fair enough. Yeah, you gotta try. Well, if you look at the little thingy there, it helps you.
Yeah. That does help a lot more because before, like, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
And be like.
Yeah, so you want to wait whilst you're drifting. You want to wait till you get right to the end.
Yeah.
When you press it, that's when you'll get the perfect one, and keep doing it up to 3 times. Because if you do it 3 times, you'll get
once?
the. Yeah.
Or different times?
So whilst you're drifting, just keep the drift going and be doing the boost. Just be careful with Purr because Purr has the perfect turn. So that means when you're doing a drift, you'll drift a lot compared to other characters.
Yeah.
Because Purr, Polar, and few other characters, they have perfect turn but slower speed. Which means that when they turn, they have a really good turn. This is why they're beginner characters, because they aren't as fast. But you can make those sharp turns easier.
Yeah.
That's why I like
I didn't
Dragon
pick him because he was a beginner character. I don't need a beginner character.
No,
I picked him
know.
because he's a daughter.
Oh, I know that. But I'm just saying that that's why they are the beginner characters, because they have the turning perfected. So like on Dragon Mines, for example, you should have it easier to go around that fucking bend than anyone else. And also, if you're doing any sharp turns without doing any drifts, just do the bounces and turn, and you know.
Yeah.
So this is the low shortcut. You have to throw something at the door.
Yeah, no, I'll fail.
So like if you have a flask, you can throw it forward if you hold up and use the item.
Yeah.
You did it too early.
Yeah.
And try to collect those Wumpa fruit as well. This Wumpa fruit increase the speed of your cart and increase the efficiency of your weapons. can't wait till they fix the online matchmaking as well, because I like the online matchmaking, but holy shit, is it glitchy. It's like there'll be a rocket flying towards me, and you know how you get that marker that shows you when the thing is approaching you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that will show up, and before those arrows even get to me, you know, that marker saying that it's really close, the rocket would have already hit me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, well, how the fuck am I meant to time it? And he does that for everyone. It's just really annoying, really inconvenient.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I can't defend myself against that if like I don't actually know when to fucking drop the item to defend myself with. Because you know, Mario Kart is easy because you can just fucking hold out the item until something hits you. But you can't do that in this game, and it's a bit harder. One thing I have been wondering is like, with the succession of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy and Crash Nitro-Fueled, whether Activision is going to actually get a new Crash Bandicoot game. You know, like a complete new story.
Crash Bandicoot. At last, I, the great Neo-Cortex, have you right where I want you. And now, the final blow!
Hush, simpleton.
Face it, Entropy. It's going to fail. Again!
At least Uka Uka and I attempt to free us from this prison. I won't sit idly by and listen to your inane ramblings for another decade. You chew.
Is he dead?
Leave him. He's served his purpose.
They've confirmed they're not going to redo like Crash Nitro Kart or Crash Tag Team Racing, which were the sequels to Crash Team Racing, because the fact that the characters, that's another thing, the fucking freezing and stuff, that's gonna get fixed in the update as well. Yeah, like, because characters and cards and maps from the Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Tag Team Racing have been already added into this game.
Yeah.
Which is confirming basically like, yeah, we're not redoing those two titles, which is fine. Even though I did love Crash Tag Team Racing, I thought it was a fucking brilliant game. Really underrated, but you know, still. I would like them to redo Crash Twinsanity. Twinsanity. I don't know if you know that game. It was basically like the latest new Crash Bandicoot game, except for the poor Crash Bandicoot, Crash of the Titans and Crash Mind of a Mutant. Crash Twinsanity was a game on the PlayStation 2, and it was basically like an open world game. Like you could walk around anyway. It wasn't on rails like the other Crash Bandicoot games where you had like a map and you had to go over that map, you know, collecting everything. No, it was very much more open. You could go anywhere and do anything. And it was a new stylization, and it was a really nice game. So like I would not mind seeing it remade, because I think, and a lot of people do agree as well, is that it was actually a really underrated game. Because you know how critics are of games and stuff, and new movies, they're like, well, it's not original. Well, yeah, because it's a new addition to an existing title. It's not gonna be completely original, but it wasn't even like, you know, exactly the same as Crash Bandicoot other games as well. It was like, it was a new, it was a new game. There was a new story, there was new mechanics and everything. it was just like still very similar style and everything, but
Yeah.
you know, it was still Crash Bandicoot and it was still a really successful title. The only thing I enjoyed about Crash of the Titans was, I mean, I liked the new art style that they went. Not a lot of people liked the new like cyberpunk kind of style they had.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked it. It was new, and I would actually like it if they added a Crash skin, Crash, Coco, and Cortex skin based on Crash of the Titans. Really,
Yeah.
I think that it would look really cool. But even if they don't, like, the only thing that I really enjoyed about that game was the fact that it was the first Crash Bandicoot game to have two-player mode, where you could play with somebody on your couch, like co-op, and complete the game like that. That was the first Crash Bandicoot game that has ever done that, and I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because I could then, like, me and David, for example, could then just play the game together and complete it. Obviously we didn't, because he didn't like the game as much as I did. I actually enjoyed it, but I was a kid back then.
Yeah.
So any new Crash game, I was like, oh my god, Crash Bandicoot! Oh, well done. Yeah, if you keep doing that drift, that marker will keep going up every time you do a boost.
Yeah.
And then you can keep doing this boost. Well done, second place. Wow, bless you, babes. You're doing so well.
I'm doing so well, aren't I?
Yes. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Crash to Insanity coming back, because that was really enjoyable. And I do think that they at least will reference the game in this game, because on Cortex's castle, you know, the stained glass that he has just before the finishing line.
Yeah.
There's like 3 stained glass of Cortex's head, and it's one of them is just literally just Cortex. Another one he has something on him, and then the first panel he has Coco's hair on his head, which is something that happens in Twinsanity first.
Yeah.
Cortex tricks Crash to follow him by dressing up as Coco. And he has like the wig and the clothes and everything.
God.
It's fucking weird, but I love it. And like that is in Cortex's castle, him with that wig on. So I do think that they're gonna have fucking Coco skin for Cortex eventually in the game. And it will be weird, but I really want that.
Yeah.
Because they're referencing everything. It's like that dragon in Dragon Mines, for example. That's from the game Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, which was not a very popular title for the PlayStation 2, but it was the first PlayStation 2 title for Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Where they introduced the new character Crunch Bandicoot, Crash and Coco's brother. So, you know, they have already made references to other games. So I hope that they will bring on like the Coco skin for Cortex, because I think that would be fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And if they did bring out a Crash of the Titans skin for Crash, same with Crunch and Coco, I think it would work well with some fans, because I for one enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I know that I'm, you know, like maybe fucking 0.5% of the Crash Bandicoot fan base, but
Oh well.
I still
somebody.
won that. Yeah, I'm still somebody, I suppose. But yeah, I still think that would be really cool. And like I say, it wasn't a popular title or anything, but I think it had potential. If it was just for the fact that Vicarious... Was it Vicarious? I can't remember. No, it was Traveler's Lodge. Traveler's Lodge? They were the ones who developed that game, and Activision had some... No, Activision, Universal had some real problems with them for a long time. They just did not manage to create a very successful title, Crash Bandicoot. This is why Activision eventually took the game.
Yeah.
And there's been actually this is something I found out today. There's been a lot of like cancelled Crash Bandicoot projects before Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy came out. There's meant to have been a completely new Crash Bandicoot game. There was meant to be a new Crash Team Racing game, a styled Crash Team Racing game.
Yeah.
But they have been cut basically, and Activision said, you know what, we're just gonna let Crash Bandicoot just rest until they finally brought him. They started making little references in like one of the trailers for a new game that they were releasing for PlayStation. There was Crash Bandicoot silhouette on one of the signposts next to the road. There was a Crash Bandicoot silhouette.
Yeah.
Then there was this kids TV show called Skylanders, and they brought Crash Bandicoot into that series. Fucking talking Australian, and it was fucking awful. I know that it was supposed to be Australian, but it was awful. Cause like Crash Bandicoot is very heavily Australian, because like the original developers of Naughty Dog were Australian, which is why Crash Bandicoot is a bandicoot. There's Dingodile, which is a crocodile and a dingo. I don't really know what a dingo is, but
a dingo?
Yeah.
Is it not a dog or something?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's some kind of dog. Look, let's see. Give me a second.
Oh yay, double capital.
No.
I want to stroke him.
No. It's adorable, isn't it?
Got there then.
Oh, look at me.
I know, your character's quite badass actually.
That's the first time I've seen this character.
Very badass.